The evening dawn. Oh, the evening dawn. The evening sky. What the hell going on? What the hell going on? The evening is gone. Up and down. The evening is gone.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. All right. I think we're all good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, class. I wanna thank anybody who tunes in. Like, follow, and share. Please get involved in the conversation. All right, so yeah, we All right, I got up this morning and well, I didn't go to sleep, but I started watching some news this morning, and I was watching Undisputed with Dr. Rashad Ritchie, someone who I really respect and follow a lot. I really have a lot of respect for this guy. I have a lot of admiration for him. Well, I did, but all right. I have an issue with TYT with the Young Turks Network. There's multiple issues. I've covered them before, but let's just to concise it to right now. The fact that they were trying to bridge the gap and basically team up with MAGA, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and the maggot faithful. And blamed Kamala Harris for the failure in the last election. Blamed her for everything, pretty much. Blamed trans people. They blamed progressive. Well, no, they didn't call them progressive. They think they're progressive. They said far left. And far left is basically anybody who thinks that all people should be treated like humans and not be marginalized or told they can't do something or what's the word? Basically being excluded from things because of their orientation, race, blah, 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 on and on and on. They also began to speak against DEI and affirmative action. Now, when they started to do that, I got away from the main show and started to watch, like the other guys that I still liked, like JR and John Adirola and Rashad Ritchie. And for a little while, I watched Nina Turner. But my issue is, how can you stay with a network that has completely forsaken what they pushed for so long? TYT pushed for so long, resistance against the establishment. And for some reason, they thought Trump wasn't the establishment. I remember them saying the that Trump was the populist candidate. I remember them saying that Trump was going to be, he wasn't going to be a puppet for Netanyahu, or even though he was a puppet for Putin, they thought that he wasn't going to be a puppet for Netanyahu, even though he was in the first term. And what really gets me is that everyone bought it. Everybody went, well, no, everybody didn't buy it, but a lot of people went along with it. And this is where we are today, where if you notice what's happening with all progressives is they are attacking all African American candidates who don't support who basically support Gaza and in the Middle East. I remember when the election was going on and Dearborn, Michigan, and the Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan, from all parts of the Middle East, stood up against Kamala Harris and her tyranny, even though they say she did nothing, then they say she did everything. I watched the Latinos get extra racist and even join ICE. I watched the other Latinos on the right side let the cat out of the bag and say, hey, all Latinos are racist. I saw all of this going on, but if you notice now, they're getting rid of every single African American candidate and replacing them with a Muslim or a Latino candidate. They're not replacing any white candidates. Funny enough. Who's this man? Does anybody know who this guy is? If you do, you get a gold star. How come all of the new leaders, rising stars and leaders in the Democratic side look like this guy? Why does this guy look like someone who would be at a Charlie Kirk rally? Is it just a coincidence that all of our right stars are all former Republicans? Is it coincidence that all of our white progressive stars all have a single voting topic that is just a red line? And that red line is not racism. If you think it's racism, you're fucking crazy. This guy's David Hogg. This guy was one of the victims at the school of the Schumann Douglas. Stoneman Douglas. Sorry, high school in Florida when they had the big shooting, and then all those celebrities came out of that because it was such a tragedy. It changed the world, but yet it changed nothing legislatively. And we've had tons of school shootings since then. That kid who shot up that school was groomed and stoked by white supremacist groups. Do you think that this guy, David Hogg, is against white supremacist groups? No. His big issues are guns, and now it's Gaza for some reason. It's just so important to all of these white people that the other white people stop killing all these Arabs. Really? Why? See, I agree that Israel is out of control. I completely agree that Israel is out of control, and what they're doing to Gaza and now Iran and what they're trying to do to the Middle East is take it over. They're completely out of control. The Israeli government is completely out of control. But all of this progressive hubbub about Gaza and the Middle East is all anti-Semitism. Not that I care, but that's all it is. And I refuse to feed into it. They don't care about Gaza. They don't care about Iran. Because if they did, they would have listened to what Kamala Harris was saying. If they did, they would have listened, but they didn't. They chose to be rebels and go against the grain. And now people like this guy and the rest of the lily white progressive community is just destroying everything that African American politicians have built. All of the goodwill, all of the olive branches. I'm not saying that they deal with people who I think they should deal with and I like. No, I would never deal with AIPAC personally. But it's not. I'm not a politician. Like, see, you have to have votes to go along with the stuff that you want, too. You can't just keep voting against stuff because you can't be a fucking idiot like that. You can't be that dumb. You can't be in politics and say, I want it my way or the highway. And that's what these idiots are doing. Fuck David Hogg. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck about Stoneman Douglas. Yet another white school where another white kid went and shot everybody up. And I'm supposed to care now about what you say about Hakeem Jeffries? Fuck you. You know what's funny? Because of people like you, Hakeem Jeffries has no power. Has absolutely nothing he can do, but you just want him to go out there and be your monkey and just dance for you. And because you don't say it like that, it's not racist. Fuck these liberals, bro. Fuck them. Fuck whatever they have to say from here on out, because it's bullshit. You know, let me bring up their phrase that the racist white people like to bring up all the time about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and that's what he said about white liberals, okay? What white liberals are is exactly what these progressives are, these so-called progressives. They're all ex-Republicans. They all believe in Republican ideas and ideology. They believe America should be white. They just don't say it because they know it's going to be white. They know they have the upper hand, and they don't want to lose it. Believe it. Do not believe what they tell you when they say they want everybody to be equal. They don't. You know how to find out that they don't really want everybody to be equal? Look at who they marry. They all marry the same fucking person. They all want to be the same fucking person. They all get the same fucking haircut. They all dress the same fucking way. They have their kids with the same fucking shit, the same fucking houses, and the same fucking row. Tiny boxes on a hillside. Fucking hill. It's all the same shit. Yeah, they might be try to be a rebel just to be cool for one time. They want to be. Everybody wants to be Fonzie, but they don't stand for shit. They don't stand for shit. They don't keep their ideals at all, and I'm tired of it. I've waited for so many years for this to get past this point that we keep getting to. And now that the Democrats have power, the fucking male Karens on the left and the female Karens on the left, they see this as their chance to take power, for the progressive wing to take power. You're idiots. You're just going to destroy the party. I just watched another video right before that with John Aderola saying that now that the election, no, I'm sorry, not John Aderola, I'm sorry, Keith Edwards. Keith Edwards saying now that the election is over in Texas, now we have to come back together and don't let this divide us. After you trashed Jasmine Crockett did not trash James Tallarico. Did not say a bad thing about the man. But you guys, with your little machine mechanism, you did it for Tallarico, and he just didn't deny it. It's the same thing you always do. You're not slick. You people are idiots. You're so stupid that your own fucking stupidity gets you every time. Let me direct you to look at the videos, and I'm not going to show you the videos of Hillary Clinton in these depositions. Right? You said you were so mad about Biden. Well, when Biden was running, you were happy because he was winning. But when he looked like he was doddering at all, you all turned on him. You all turned on him and said he was too old. When I looked at Hillary Clinton in those depositions, Hillary Clinton is on point. She is sharp as a tack. She remembers everything that happened. She was detailed about things that happened, and she did not take crap from those people in that deposition. You didn't want her. And also these liberals are the ones that push the idea of Barack Obama is a war criminal. They said he was a war criminal too, which is funny because I just watched Rashad Ritchie go crazy because Hakeem Jeffries is taking money from AIPAC, a war criminal, in Netanyahu. But TYT calls Obama a war criminal all the time, and he has nothing to say about it. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about. Like, yo, you people are just all puppets, man. You're all puppets. Because, first of all, if you were really that serious about it, you run for office yourself. You run for office yourself. And this guy, this fucking demon, I'm telling you, just because he got shot up in a school does not mean that automatically made him care about civil rights. All he cares about is white children getting shot up in schools, which is admirable. I agree with him on that. But I'm not going to take, why is he pushing so many Muslim and Latino candidates, bro? And no black ones? Why? And then you look at the numbers, and they literally voted against us, against black people. Those two demographics voted against black people on purpose. And in their communities, they preach hatred and disrespect for black people. And I'm not asking, I'm telling, I know. So what? So what are we doing here? I'm at the point where I just, I'm just at the point where I'm definitely with Malcolm. It's like, yo, we need to have our own thing. We need to make our own towns, cities, and have our own government that can be free of the federal government. That's the only way we're going to do it. And I'm really serious. Like, people like this, I'm tired of seeing people like this tell me how much they're trying to help me as they rise in stock and we lose everything. Black unemployment is up. Black female unemployment, the highest educated demographic in this country is getting unemployed at a high rate. Why? The black households' income going down as we speak. Everything and then they're telling us that it's all Hakeem Jeffries' fault. Hakeem Jeffries coordinated that gerrymandering retaliation. They say whenever they talk about that, they never talk about Hakeem Jeffries. They talked about Tallarico a lot like it was all his idea, and it wasn't. What makes me sick is that they take credit for everything. Bro, it's really stressful because I'm really trying to be the guy who brings everybody together, but I'm watching these people who are saying they're on my side lie to my face and lie to everybody else. What is up with that? No one wants to hear what I have to say. But it's fine. You'll see it in the end. The Democratic Party is not my party. I'm not a Democrat. I've voted Democrat majority because the Republican Party is full of racists. Too many Republicans wave a Confederate flag or wave a Nazi flag. It's really just it really just grinds my gears to keep hearing the same stuff and watch all these people. The I Had It podcast and two white women from racist Iowa. Like, every single one of the progressive leaders is a racist. And Keith Edwards, no, he's not a racist. He's a gay man. But gay white men are racist as fuck. They are racist as shit. Believe me, I know. Not only are they racist, they tokenize black people, specifically black men. They stereotype black men like none other. They act like the white women do with Mandingo fucking theory. That's like, bro, I'm seeing all of this. I'm seeing all of this materialize. I'm seeing what America really is, and it's just disgusting to me. I'm really tired of having faith in you people when you people have no faith in yourselves. The new Democrats need to go. They need to go. I was a fan when the Adam Mocklers and all of them came up, but now I saw another video with Adam Mockler and Jesse Lee Peterson. How come all these white influencers with these huge followings, they can't go talk to a Dr. Richie? They can't go talk to a Roland Martin. They can't go talk to the guy from Philly. I can't remember his name right now. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry. He's on Piers Morgan all the time. 3 names. I can't. Well, anyway, they never talk to these guys, the influencers online, but they all go and debate Jesse Lee Peterson, including David Pakman. Everyone knows this man is a retard. Why are you debating him instead of talking to educated black people on your streams? Why? Because you are trying to push the idea of how you are saving the black man, and you think that maybe you don't get it, maybe you don't notice it yourself, but I notice it. What it is that you give the avatar of that as black men, and then the black man is so misguided that he loves white people and hates black people, and you have to tell him why that's wrong. It's a visual thing so that when people see it, and everything they do is not for black people. It's for white people who like black people. So they'll say, "Oh, these guys are great because they're speaking on black issues. They're defending black people." They're not. They're never defending black people. Look at how all of them now everything's Kamala's fault. That whole election, oh, you talked about this too much. And then you look back at what she talked about, and they're like, no, she didn't talk about that at all. So, like, they just lie to you. They'll just say whatever to make them right. They just want a guy who looks like them, a guy who looks like this. Not Gordon Gekko. Who was the guy from The Wolf of Wall Street? He looks like that guy. He looks like a slime ball. And they say don't judge a book by its cover, but shit, y'all do it all the time to black people, so I'm just go ahead and do the same thing. He looks like a piece of shit. He looks like a goddamn slime ball, and I don't like his face. I don't like when he talks. I don't like anything he says, because all he does is say the same things that MAGA says, except he says it with a left twist on it. He says the same things, though. And if you feel that way, if the progressives and this guy hate the Democratic Party so much, why don't you make your own party? Why do you have to come here to the Democratic Party and try to just ruin everything when it's the only viable opposition to what we have now, which is obviously the worst thing possible? You want to bring down the only opposition because you won't get hurt. Maybe your feelings will get hurt with your empathy, but you won't get hurt. You will skate off as you always do. Just like you skated out of that school. I'm at the point now where I prefer people hate me, but you gotta listen. Hate me all you want and ignore me all you want, but you have to hear it, and it'll get in your head. I don't care who it reaches, but it needs to reach somebody. You need to pay attention to what's going on. These people are all playing us. Let me give you a scenario. Imagine if all these guys who were causing, like the Hassan Pikers the Dean Withers, the Parkers, the TYT, all of them. Imagine if they all sold you out like every other influencer that's on the right has. Imagine if these people all sold you out and they're all playing the same game. I have a lot of friends who are watching this right now and they're like, "Oh shit, he's finally getting it." I didn't think that was always the case. I don't think that was all the case. Was the case. I don't believe that John Lewis was a fraud. I don't believe that Martin Luther King was a fraud. I don't believe that Malcolm X was a fraud. I don't believe that Al Sharpton is a fraud. I don't believe that Jesse Jackson was fully a fraud. There's so many. I don't believe that Obama was a fraud. I don't believe that. I really don't believe that Biden was a fraud. I don't believe that Hillary's a fraud. But right now, all these guys are frauds. All of them. You tell me what David Hogg has done. I will wait. But everybody's willing to follow his guide and follow what he says. What has Hassan Piker done? What has he risked? I'll wait. But yet everybody's willing to follow that guy and go to every protest he points out, even though he's not there. He has more expensive things to do. Once again, another Republican. He was a Republican before he was a young Turk. He was never a Democrat. He's still a Republican. If you were ever a Republican in my lifetime, you were always a Republican. What did you change? What did you see that made you come totally flip sides? I'll tell you what you saw. And I watched something the other day that brought this to mind. What you saw that you for your whole life looked and probably said brown people or people who aren't Christian or whatever religion the opposite of whatever religion you are. You probably said for years, those people are wrong. They're savages. They're dirty. They're lazy. You probably said all those things. But then when you saw that the people on the right were also dirty, lazy, and pieces of shit, you said, "Oh, I must be on the wrong side." No, there's pieces of shit everywhere. It's not a side thing. But democratic values and policies work to help the lower class and the less fortunate, and the inequity on a whole. Republican Party has never been about that in my lifetime. This is a no-brainer. It's not a hard choice. You know, I talk to people and everybody swears they're a good person. Let me tell you people this. You're not. You're not good people. If you've ever said the phrase, "Well, I got to worry about me and mine," you're not a good person. You're a piece of shit. If you've ever said the phrase, "Nice guys finish last," and meant it, you're a piece of shit. You're not a good person. If you've ever thought that welfare is absurd and it shouldn't be going on, you're not a good person. You're a piece of shit. If you believe that you deserve something more than anybody else, you are a piece of shit. You're selfish, and you're not fit for society. Society cannot function with selfish people. And this is a logical thing, something that's supposed to be a cohesive unit with a bunch of singular working mechanisms. Billions of them. Fucking idiots. But let's listen to David Hogg. David Hogg hasn't had to really work a real job since high school. He hasn't lived life. He's still a high school student who's complaining because he had to deal with the realities of his parents' votes and lives. His ancestors built this shithole, and he has to deal with it, and he can't handle it. He feels like he has to be heard. Instead of respecting the blessing of being alive, he feels like he has to tell people how to live their life. He is going to tell me better than Hakeem Jeffries how to navigate the legal system as a black man. He's going to help me. I've never heard this man talk about an issue about any kind of oppression against black people. Minorities, yes. But that's because he's pitching to the new minorities. I'm telling you, everybody, I'm saying this and I'm going to end on this. The replacement theory is real. It wasn't real. It was a made up thing that they all bought into because they're so scared. But what they realized, guys like this, right? These little fucking sadists, these American psychos, they have figured out that it is possible. All you have to do is get rid of the black voting power. That's it. Because we're the only ones who have stuck together and controlled popular opinion. We're the only ones. And we brought in other minorities with us under our umbrella, but it's still, as you look now that we are not protesting with these morons, they're getting thrown around, beat up, murdered. Nothing. The legislation is against them is rolling. Is rolling. Because you know why? Everybody realized you're fake. A bunch of rich white kids, suburbanites, standing in the street talking about Black Lives Matter, while your parents are literally gentrifying black neighborhoods and stealing houses and robbing these kids, robbing people out of their houses. Minorities. While your parents probably voted for ICE, for what's going on with ICE right now. And all they got to do is say you're out of the will and you'll change your mind. And you'll change your mind. You will go running right back and act like you're fine and slowly get brainwashed into believing that black people are the problem. And then you black people who keep falling for these dumb motherfuckers, man, who keep telling you they care about you and talk to you like you're a child and tell you you don't, like, basically you need this help, you need that help, telling you what you need rather than asking you what you need or taking your opinion for it and telling you what you don't need is you don't need black leadership. And then all you got to do on the right is just give somebody depict someone as a black leader on the right, and black people will rush over that like some idiots that I know because they're not seeing it on the left. They're not seeing it on the left. They'd rather see AOC talking like a black woman than a black woman. They'd rather see Elizabeth Warren say she's Native American than an actual Native American. And I'm telling you, people, look into how Arab people think about black people. Look at how those Africans who think they're Arab treated Asho Speed when he went to North Africa. Look at how the Somalians talk if you call them black. And if you have Somali friends or African friends or Latino friends, ask them straight up, like, yo, how does your family talk about black people? And notice that you don't be around their family that much. And when they do go around their family, look around. I guarantee you get a lot of side eyes. And it's this. You look over at them, they're looking at you, and then they smile like, oh. Yeah, because they were just talking about you. Like, they don't, these people, I'm telling you, I refuse to believe anymore that you guys want this to be anything outside of a white nation. You want this to be white people all the time as the majority, and then you want to play sides. It's the Civil War. The Civil War never ended. You got the white people who want to be the helpers, and then you got the white people who want to be the dominators. and then they fight so they can virtue signal with each other, and we're in the middle of it. We're the fucking step kids in the middle of it, and we're just trying to live, but you guys are trying to dominate. Your militaries are going over all over the place, bombing everybody. Your presidents are bombing everybody. You know what's funny about progressives? They talk so bad about Kamala, but they don't take no credit for where we're at right now. If you listen to each and every idiot MAGA head or anybody on the right, when they talk about the problem with the left, they say AOC, they say the trans people, they say what's the other one? AOC, trans people, and they talk about the Green New Deal, which is not even in law. AOC just bought that out, and they've hated it ever since. They talk about the Squad, Ilhan Omar. All of these are progressives. The right wing uses progressives and their stupid behavior to get. How do you think they got so many independents to go with Trump? How do you think? Because they said, yeah, he might be a racist or he may not. But listen to these idiots. They have no plan. Progressives have no plan for nothing. Nothing. All of you listen to Tallarico, right? All you listen to Tallarico and all the stuff he talks about. Name one plan he's got. Name one plan. Send me a video. Drop it in the comments. Name one plan that Cenk Uygur has actually come up with. And I'm not talking about saying we should have universal health care. Yes, okay, great. But what are we going to do? How are we going to get that? How are we going to do that? How is it going to financially be solvent? You can't just say things. And this is why it kills me, because I actually have ideas to fix things. I would love to get it started, but no one is trying to get involved in my community. No one's trying to get involved in actually talking it out. They just want to hate. They just want to hate. So I'm giving everybody the haterade they want. Hate what I say, but you got to prove it wrong. You got to tell me I'm wrong about this stuff. And I'm 100% right. I'm 100% right. And this guy is going to screw up the primaries. That's his whole goal, and screw up the presidency. And it's great because I said a few days back, or maybe a week back, that they were going to try to destroy Gavin Newsom. And I sat there and I watched John Iadarola say that hopefully Gavin's not going to run. Then who's going to run? Your little fucking queen is at 12% behind people who people hate. When will you get that people hate AOC? When will you get that she has no qualifications and nothing to show for her time in Congress? It's funny, all the people who have done nothing, who just talked. This is how TYT got fooled by Trump. This is how independents got fooled by Trump. Because y'all just listen to shit. If somebody don't tell you what you want to hear, then you're mad. But the world is not fucking sunshine and rainbows. The world is a cold, cold place. You are going to first of all, because you're all idiots and your parents were idiots and their grandparents were idiots, we are in a place now where this is an oligarchy run by rich people who have been running it for decades, if not a century. Right? So how are we going to catch up in a capitalist system to them? It's idiocracy. And here's the thing is that when someone who is fighting for the cause, as soon as they get enough money to get into that upper echelon, they're gone. Look at Hassan. This is why Hassan is such a fucking joke. Because all he does is flaunt he's an influencer. He is not about politics at all. He is a famous person that talks about politics sometimes. He's a gossip column. And you guys pay him, made him a millionaire for nothing. Nothing. He has done the equivalent of less than nothing. All of these guys, you know, what was like one of the last straws that kind of sent me over the edge was watching Parker after Charlie Kirk got shot. And this guy says, if you're gonna be careless about him dying, then you can unfollow me. Then we're not the same. We're not the same. Yeah, we're not the same. You piece of shit. You're a pussy who has never fucking fought in his life, who is a absolute bitch of a man, who is trying to find common ground with a man who said that black people's brains are smaller than other people. That is a man who is below human to me. But you cared for that man. You argued with him like you hated his ideas, but you didn't. You didn't. You didn't challenge the stuff he said about Trayvon Martin when they were complete lies. You didn't challenge what he said about George Floyd. You didn't even care that he called George Floyd a drug addict and said he was high on drugs and said he deserved to die, and they did the George Floyd challenge. You didn't care. But Charlie Kirk dies and I laugh, and you're mad at me. Fuck you. Oh, I was there. It could have been me. No, it couldn't have been you. It was one bullet, nigga. It's not the magic bullet. That guy got who he wanted. Cheers to that guy. If not because I hate Charlie Kirk, but because it was a good-ass shot. Anybody who could act like that, being a progressive, being where you draw the line on inhumane people, there's no way you could hold any kinship to Charlie Kirk. There's no way you can hold any kinship to racists at all. But once again, your whole family's fucking racist. I'm willing to guarantee it and bet it. But I can't laugh at Charlie Kirk. I laugh every day when I think about that bastard dying. I swear to you. And if that makes people mad and that makes people think I'm a bad person, whatever. I don't care what you think about me. See, the thing is, I'm a good person. I know that. I have the facts. I was here, right? So whatever you say about me doesn't matter. If you think Charlie Kirk was a good person, we have the same facts on Charlie Kirk. We saw the same stuff. And if you think that guy is a good person, fuck you. If you think that Candace Owens is a smart person, fuck you. For all smart people in the world. I'm saying that. I'm telling you that. Let's get no more guys like this. These guys got to go out the party. I'm really serious. And you guys are jumping all on this guy and you don't know who he is. These people can lead. They've already led you in circles for years of the same cycle. Democrat to Republican, tax cuts for the rich. Democrat to Republican, tax cuts for the rich. The same war. Same cycle. They've done it to you over and over again. And then this guy jumps up on the scene and you say, he looks like someone I can trust. How? How does he look like someone you can trust? Let's look at all the evil that's been done in this world, bro. The evil's going on right now. But y'all want to put it all on Diddy. Fuck out of here, man. This is what all the criminals look like. This is the guy, the guys who were at Epstein Island. These are the guys who sold and bought black people because they thought they were lesser than human. They looked like this. So why do you guys keep giving your faith and putting it in guys like this with no proof, no efforts, no? Bro, I really can't believe it. Bro, I wanted to be the president. I want to be the president to fix things. But I see that there's no point in running to help you people because all you're going to do is try to make me out to be crazy. I get called a racist all the time. I love everybody. And I got as many white friends as I have any other race of friends. Well, no, I'm sorry. I really don't have any Asian friends anymore because Asian people, for some reason, stopped liking me. I don't know. But yeah, maybe it's that internal family racism. There's a um there's just something in me that broke that can't really I really just can't take it anymore. I'm more learned on political issues than most. I take a lot of it in, and I mean, you guys will never understand how much of it I take in. But I just really can't take it anymore. You guys, man, like, who are you? Who the f are you? Who are these people, and why do y'all keep trusting ex-racist white people? Why you trust them more than you trust minorities is crazy to me, and why every single minority is newer to this country than black people, but they're all they all got like a leg up. They're like it's really crazy. And then 2026 with the monkey jokes still like, yo, if you don't want to fuck black people, if you don't want to, if you, like, I don't understand what your problem is. If you think black people are ugly, okay, if that's your choice. There's black people that think white people are ugly. I don't really care. Like, if that's your issue, get over it. Like, what is really your problem? You don't want to hear a black person say what your fucking nasty ass white grandpop did. Well, he shouldn't have done it. Tough titties. If you think after all this you've done with MAGA, this is gonna stop the throwing this shit back in your face, I'm gonna throw this in your face for the rest of your lives. There is never gonna be a time. That's like the one boy on the block who was against Hitler that no one listened to, who lived through the whole war, and at the end of that war, that motherfucker got his get back. I told you so. I knew it. And what I'm seeing right now is that it's getting to look like all white people are like bigots, bro. They're like either they're bigots or they're just callous. They don't care about the plights of black people. And if that's how you are, if you're a black white person who does not care about the plight of white people, and you're like, oh, that's not my fault, it has nothing to do with me, fuck you. It has a lot to do with you, and I'd be happy to sit down and tell you how it does. Every single one of you. Even if you got here, your family got here after slavery, you still added to it. You still added to it, whether it be consciously or subconsciously. You were part of the machine, and this machine is about white domination. And that's how you want to keep it. And you realize that all the ways to control people is media. So you're pushing us off the internet. You're pushing us out of the entertainment industry. It's easy to see. All the big moguls you're pushing out or demonizing. I still want to know why everybody hates Jay-Z. Y'all all hate him now. He's just the worst person. Could it be because he's a black billionaire? Anything that was connected to black excellence? Will Smith. Everybody hates Will Smith. Even if you didn't like that he slapped somebody. Right? That's one slap. What's funny is y'all don't got a problem with Dr. Dre, though, and he beat the shit out of T-Barnes. You don't have a problem with Eminem. He's beat up girls. He's pulled guns on people in public. Will Smith has never done any of that. But you hate him, right? Because he embarrassed himself on the Oscars? Or you're just all Chris Rock stands and you gotta protect Chris Rock. What's Chris Rock ever done for the black community? Even if you look at his work, what does his work depict black people as? All of his work, what does it depict black people as? And that includes Fargo for y'all thinking, oh, he did, yeah. What was he in Fargo? Okay, criminal. That's how that goes. My spidey senses are tingling, and I see you. My eyes have never been more open now, and they've always been pretty far open. My third eye is twerking right now. I'm seeing everything you do. I see the the smiles, and that's why I picked this picture. Look at that look on his face. He looks like a person who knows that he's getting over on someone. And he came out of nowhere. And this same party who was fed up with Hakeem Jeffries and Jasmine Crockett, I want you to notice that all of those influencers rode Jasmine Crockett's coattail, rode it all the way to the success they have now while Trump was hating on her. They were using his things he said about Trump to say how racist he was. They used everything. And then I saw them make a reference. I saw the I Hate It podcast ladies reading a email a Twitter that called Hakeem Jeffries APOC Shakur. Now, if the right said that, they would have said, see, that's just racism. But it's fine if they do it, though. Let me tell you right now, the more you complain about APAC and Gaza and Iran, the more I don't give a fuck. See, because the best part about it is you guys, the Latinos, you're getting all that smoke that we used to get. Right? And then I'm going to just be like y'all were. Oh, that's because you're criminals, man. That's because a lot of you are criminals. Not my problem. Don't give a fuck what ICE does. I'm with Jeffries. I don't want to get rid of ICE. Nope. Keep them. What did all the Latinos used to say before? You just got to comply, man. You just got to comply. And guess what? Latinos are on ICE doing it to their own people. So who am I to get in between that? That's a family issue. I notice that the ones getting shot in the back now or in the face unarmed aren't black people anymore. It's white people. Funny that. And the ones shooting each other in the streets and in schools that's you. That's right. And then when I look at Chicago, Philadelphia, D.C., the murder rate in the black communities are going down. Funny fact. See, I'm not stupid enough to blame Trump for that. It's not him. What I'm realizing is that black people are seeing, like, you know what? Fuck these people. Why are we doing all of this shucking and jiving to get your dollars when you don't want us to have them? You don't want to give them to us. You want NBA YoungBoy. You want Lil Wayne. You want Kodak Black. That's the black people that white people want. But they don't want someone. I'm a problem. That's what I hear. I'm the problem. But notice, man, all these white guys who talk about equity and like respect for all races and all that, let's look at the music they listen to, bro. They listen to the most ignorant black music you can, because you know why? That's how they see us. Right? All these white guys with Latina girlfriends. And you know what? That's the other reason why they really going hard for the Latinos right now, is because Latinos are the fucking that's who they want to date, because they're tired of Karens. And the Arabs are just money, and the Arabs are also like they're just a convenient, like they're a convenient victim. America is all based on victimization. Who you can victimize and who can claim victimization. But you know what though? I'm going a little long today. Been a little long. Went a little long in the when recording. Didn't mean to do it this long, but I'm really serious, man. This is I'm really putting this out there as like my message to black people is like, don't believe the hype. Like I have to admit that I was wrong. Because I thought that Democrats and white liberals specifically were really trying to do what's right, but they're not. What I've realized is that they're all fighting for one issue. Like, if they want equity, that's because they got a gay son. If they want, or they have a daughter that plays plays sports or something like that, and she wants to be a pro athlete, or she wants to be some kind of male oriented field and be in some male oriented field, or they want to invest in those things, and if they get it to be a thing, they can make money off it. Like, it's always an incentive. Don't believe the hype. They do not. I'm not going to say there's not one. That's wrong. I'm sorry. I take that back immediately. But there's not many white people who really care about black people, and I'm under the assumption that when black people aren't around, they kind of just say black people complain all the time. And it's funny because A, it's just not true, but B, if it were true, with what you did to black people, you should never be forgiven. And that's in the blood, baby. That's in the blood. Because anyone who could say, get over it about that. Like, y'all can't get over shit. Y'all dropped a nuclear bomb on Japan. Why didn't y'all just get over it? And why didn't you drop that nuclear bomb on Germany? Why are you dropping on Japan? Why are you dropping on the minority instead of dropping it on the main fucking problem? You know why? Because it's all a race to make sure that they're the most populous ethnic group on the planet. And they could say it's not that, but it's always about that. That's all they care about. It's all about legacy with them. You know, Mike Tyson said something important. Fuck legacy, man. Fuck legacy. Legacy ain't about shit, bro. But yeah, I'm going to end it right there because I've obviously gone too long. But yeah, this is the Minority Report, and this was about who are these people in the Democratic Party. If you liked it, like it, follow, share it. If you didn't like it, comment, tell me what your issue is. Once again, this is just a place to start conversations and start kind of like getting an understanding, because I'm going to tell you right now, as far as the Minority Report goes, is that black people are watching what's going on with y'all right now, and y'all are fucking up. And I'm going to tell you right now, this Jasmine Crockett thing is going to backfire more than you think. It's going to backfire more than you think, because we know it was planned, we know it was plotted, and we know you knew he couldn't beat her straight up, so you used that Colbert shit to try to up his notoriety. And just another question, this to leave with: how does Tallarico not take any PAC money? But he has the connections to be on Joe Rogan multiple times, to be on Colbert, and he was on Seth Meyers as well. Why is that? Where's that coming from? Where's that money coming from? How does he have the money to travel? Why could he travel when they all had to leave, and the other Texas for the gerrymander? Why did he not have to worry about missing money? Why does he have so much money? He's a pastor, he's young, and he's a congressperson. He don't have no kids. So where's his money? Where's his money coming from, man? I really want to know. No one asks those questions because he's white. You see a white person getting money, but see Jasmine Crockett, oh, she's getting money from APAC. Oh, Hakeem Jeffries, oh, he's getting money from APAC. 90% of Congress is getting money from APAC. And then the stunts you have to jump through to try and say that they're like how they're using their money, man, it's crazy. But anyway, all right. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your boy Apollo the G. This was the Minorities Report on the No Apologies Network. Thank y'all for showing up. I'll see you later. I'm gonna try to do as many live streams this week as I can. Comment, like, look, I'm trying to start a debate stream on TikTok and air it on here. Look, I want to start formulating a new constitution and getting and seeing what's wrong with the way that it's structured now and fixing that to move forward. So let's stop leaning to the left, stop leaning to the right, trying to move forward. I'm your boy.